So they just keep them basically. That's true.
Okay, we're good to go.
Okay. Welcome to this lecture, and we'll be having still on past question review. So we're able to look at reading comprehension and then synonyms and antonyms. Okay. So we're going to be moving to other aspects, basically other aspects. But wouldn't that be challenging to you for the CRS as you have to start reading from the beginning, Abby? Yeah. No, CRS is still a bit straightforward, you know. You can understand the stories and all that, and you have friends basically that could probably guide you and all that. It's fine, fine. So let's look at you can look at best complete each of the following. Okay, okay, best complete each of the following. We can look at these aspects, and then we'd also look at emphatic stress. Okay, we would look at if time permits, stress placement. Then four, we could look at rhymes. Okay, so which past question am I using? Okay, I should use this one. Okay. Okay, from 66, right? So we'll just take 5 questions from there. Hmm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What year is that? 2015. All right, so for YouTube viewers, we have 2015 use of English past question, and these are the aspects that we'll be looking at. Best complete of the following. We should be taking about 5 questions from there because of time. We're looking at touching so much, and then once we're done with that, we'll move straight to emphatic stress. Also, 5 questions, and stress placement, 5 questions, and if time permits, we would also look at rhymes for 5 questions too. Remember, turn to use of English past question 2015, and let's attempt this together. And if you're there, you will see from question 66 to 70. All right. Question number 66 to 70. All right. So let me allow you to attempt it for the next about 3 to 4 minutes. So once you're done, we'll take the correction review together. Take the correction review together. Because these are the aspects that UTME would always ask questions from. Okay. No, don't paint, don't write anything on the past questions. You understand? You don't have younger brothers or sisters that can still use it. No, don't write anything on it. So that it will still be useful for the next person that might want to use it. And I think there's also a process of reselling. That's in case you don't need it anymore. You could possibly resell it to whoever that needs it. It will still be useful. So take your time, review, take that. So students from YouTube or other platform can also attempt the question 66 to 70 on best complete each of the following. So the aspect of best complete of the following will test you on spellings. Will basically test on spellings. That's number one. All right. You'll be tested on preposition, that is appropriate use of preposition, and also preposition collocation. Okay. You will also be tested with vocabulary. These are the aspects in which best complete your following will test you on. Our vocabulary, idioms too, and so on. So these are aspects that you should expect question from when it comes to use of English. Best complete each of the following. So take it as an exam condition. So I just need to attempt 5 questions. Okay. So it helps me to assess you to know how well you can answer most of those questions. And have about a little explanation in mind to tell me why you went for a particular answer. You understand? So YouTube viewers and students from other platforms, these are the aspects we'll be covering. So I've given you a clue already. It will basically be on spellings, preposition, collocation, vocabulary, idioms, and the rest of them. Even word classes too will be tested. On word classes will be tested. You've answered more. You've answered up to 75. I only just wanted you to answer 5. That's from 66 to 70. Oh, you've done more than that. I can see you're very, very prepared for this exam. All right, so let's review that together. Okay, so let's see. Instruction, choose the option that best completes the gap, okay? So here we have that's 66. The number of stalls will be increased, dash 20 to 30, okay? Dash 20 to 30. So this is talking about ranges, right? Talking about ranges, okay? From this particular range, from this particular set of number to another set of number. Now, which appropriate preposition should we use to indicate a movement of number or a range of number? Do you understand? So it said the number of stalls. The key word there is stalls, yes or no? So the key word there is stalls. I said the number of stalls will be increased. That is the number of we could have it as branches or warehouse. Do you understand? Yes, will be increased dash 20 to 30. All right. So what's your answer? From 20 to 30. Correct answer. All right. 67. We have dash bomb had earlier been diffused. All right. Dash bomb had earlier been diffused. Okay. The key word there is bomb. Okay. Had earlier been diffused. Okay. So we have A leaf, B, an alive, and a life, and D, a life. So you can, to make it easier for you, like I taught you, you can eliminate 2 wrong options and then compare and contrast the remaining 2. You're eliminating A and B. Definitely, it can be leave, all right? That's LEAF, all right? It can be. And also, an alive, that's to talk about existence, which can also not be. So you have a life and life, okay? So now we're looking at between C and D. Okay, so here, between C and D, when you compare and contrast, which is your most appropriate option? D. Why did you go for D? So tell us the difference between life and life. Okay. Life and live. Yes, I think those are the two things. No, actually, life. It can be pronounced as live. Life. This is yes, yes, yes. This is meaning living. Do you understand? Existing. Okay, existing also. That's this. How about this part? Or active. It could also mean active. Something being active. What about this? I think you went for that second one. So tell us your reason. Hmm? If you know the meaning, then you will know how it is used. Hmm? You want to look up the word? Let me give you my phone then. Okay, since you're charging yours, so look it up yourself and tell us. Let me give you Merriam-Webster. So you can search and look up the word. Then tell me, because I know you went for that as an answer. So let me know your reason. Live. I've already told you the meaning for this particular one. It means to living or existing or being active. The live. Haven't you seen it? Just type and read it out. Hmm. To be alive, having the life, have the life of an animal or plant, continue alive to maintain oneself, resist. Yeah, you said on what? Ongoing. To occupy a home, that's to live. Okay, to be located or store. So check the other one, life. Huh? I don't know why they're bringing this stupid adverts. Okay, the quality that distinguishes vital and functional being from a dead body. You understand? A principle or force that is considered. So the first meaning actually is the main meaning. So the quality that distinguishes a vital and functional being from a dead body. That's why I said living. Mhm. That is, or existing or being active. Now look at the context of this particular question. Said dash bomb had earlier been diffused. Okay. Now had earlier, which means there was a particular condition to which the bomb was before being diffused. Yes or no? So here we're looking at which particular, I told you it will be tested on vocabulary. Yes. Best complete will also test you on vocabulary. So now, since you know the meaning of this, what does this one specify? Mhm. To be alive, Abby. That's what this one specifies. Okay. Now, which actual one shows existent, being active? This context shows that the bomb was active. That is, an active bomb had earlier been diffused. That's what it's talking about. So I'm trying to use this particular word for you. Okay. A dash bomb had earlier been diffused. So you have a life and you have a life. Now, use the dictionary to check word class. You know what I mean by word class? Check word class. Part of speech. So there are cases where you use, okay, let me open it for you. There are cases where you use, yeah, there are cases where you use word class to determine the answer as well too. When it comes to best complete each of the following. Word class. Because we're expecting an adjective to come before that. The bomb, we're expecting an adjective. Okay, so let's go. The first one, check the first one, LIFE. What do you have? This one, right? That means this can be a noun or an adjective. Okay. What about this? LIVE. You have to easily get the answer in exam context. LIVE. Okay. A what? Yeah. So what's the word class? Verb now. See, it's verb. Do you understand? It's verb. So this is basically a verb, all right? And this is a noun or an adjective. Look at the context of the sentence here. It said, dash bomb had earlier been diffused. Do you understand? So the word we're expecting, okay, that will precede the bomb is either what? An adjective, yes or no, to describe the bomb. What bomb? A live bomb, right? So most appropriate is this particular one, okay? That's most appropriate. So you use word class, you use meaning to get the answer. These are the things you use in getting the answer. So both of them mean, both of them have similar meaning, like to exist, to be alive. Do you understand? What class differentiates them? This is a noun, either a noun or an adjective, okay? So why this is particularly what? A verb. All right. Look at the context of the sentence here. Dash bomb had earlier been diffused. So we're expecting that an adjective should qualify the bomb. What bomb is that? Okay. So we're expecting live bomb. That's LIFE. A live bomb had earlier been what? Diffused. Welcome, Chima. How you doing? Okay. So next question. So if you have the past question, do you have use of English past question? You don't have. Is there where you can share with what's your name again? I forgot. Miriam, Abi. Yes, Miriam. So that because we're dealing, I'm not teaching. It has to be past question solving all through because the exam is very, very close. So if there's a way you can share with her, okay, while I have one with me to share. Let me see. There should be. I think there should be past question. Yeah. Okay. So that I can give you this one. So to be. Hope you won't block the camera. Okay, so question number 68. Question number 68. Now, TikTok viewers, please, we're having a past question review on best complete each of the following. And our reference in this past question is 2015. So if you have 2015 with you, or you can possibly Google it, you'll get that. So question number 66 to 70, we've been able to answer two, which are 66 and 67. Now, moving to question number 68, okay? So I would like you to follow along and let's answer those questions. So 68, you have the mechanic did not tell the brakes dash bad. Okay, the mechanic did not tell me the brakes dash bad. Okay, so let's go. So the key word here is brakes. Okay, so the mechanic did not tell me the brakes dash bad. Now, yeah, okay. I thought you were copying out what I'm reading. No, you can just see it from the past question. Okay. So could you explain to us? Let's go, Miriam. Question number 68. The mechanic did not tell me the brakes dash bad. Is it were bad, are bad, is bad, was bad? So eliminate options and then compare and contrast. I don't want to be writing the questions now since we have the past question already. So I'll just read out from here and then look at it. Be in exam condition, how would you answer this question? Option letter A. Chima, you can look at the question yourself too. A. Why? Give me a reason for your answer. Yeah. So so these are the things you'll consider. You're right. You consider number one, you consider number. I hope you understand what I mean by number. Yes, whether the actual noun, which is break, is singular or plural. Yes or no? Now, you also consider tense. Do you know what I mean by tense? Yes. When the action, when that particular action was reported. Do you understand? Now look at this now. Said the mechanic did not tell me the brakes dash bad. Do you understand? So in that context, what tense can you say it is? Is it present, past, or future? It's past. Okay. And that's why when you compare this ARE and WERE, so what do you have? Both of them are plural. Abby, but this is present, all right, and this is past. Am I correct? So, because that context of the sentence was reported in the past, this is like the owner of the car saying that the mechanic did not tell him, Abby, that the what? That the brakes were bad. The reason you're using were was because of the fact that it was a reported action or reported statement. That's correct. That's correct. Okay. Now, 69. Tayo could have supplied the goods, but it was dashed into two. All right. These are two parts of a sentence. One is relatively positive, okay, and the other is negative. Look at the first aspect of the sentence. Tayo could have supplied the goods. Did he eventually supply it? No, he didn't. Okay. No, he didn't. All right. So you have, but it was dashed into two. What's the answer? Or what can you just look at the options and tell me what you feel is the answer? That is, it means something to be divided, Abby. That's what it's talking about. So, what is the appropriate word to use in order to indicate something being divided? Split. Chima, look at and pick yours. In exam condition, what do you go? What do you go for? What do you pick? Split. Why? Let me start from you. Why did you go for split? Split can be present. Mm. Tayo could have supplied the goods, but it was dashed into two. You have splitting, split, splitted, and splits with letter S at the end. Now, I wanted to tell you something. The word split, okay, this is present tense. The past tense is the same thing as split. The past participle is also the same thing as what? Split. Do you understand? This is what we call zero form. Zero form simply means what? There's no inflected form. You can't attach any inflected form to it. You can't attach ed to it as an inflected form. The present tense remains the same. The past tense remains the same. Do you understand? And the past participle remains the same. Are you getting my point? So just like she said, is there any word like splitted? Do you understand? It may also be used in another context, not in the context of present, past, and past participle. Do you understand? It may be used in a different context entirely. But in terms of comparison, comparing something being divided in terms of split, do you understand? The present tense, the past tense, and the past participle is the same thing as what? Split. Are we good? Now, last question. That's 70. We have had Aisha realized what marriage entails, she dash. Had Aisha realized what marriage entails, she dashed. What is the interpretation of that particular um, clause? This clause I just read out now, what's the interpretation? What does it mean? Had Aisha realized what marriage entails, she dash. Before we look at the option, let's look at the interpretation of that clause. Okay, had Aisha realized what marriage entails, she dashed. Now, does that tell you that Aisha is already married and then she possibly regretted doing so? Or does that indicate something else? Do you understand what I mean by interpretation? Or does it indicate? I'm just giving you different options to choose what interpretation best suits your own view. Does it mean that Aisha is yet to enter into the marriage and then, or does it mean she's already there and then she now discovered, more like regretful? You understand? So, what is your own interpretation? Had Aisha realized what marriage entails, she dash. What's your interpretation? She was already in the marriage. Okay. She was what? She was already regretting. Miriam, let's go. You may not have so much time like this in exam condition. That's why I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you when you see questions. You need to apply speed and accuracy in answering questions when it comes to use of English. All right. Let's go. Miriam, what's your own take? He has explained his parts. That clause can also indicate not being aware. Yeah. Or it could also connote that she actually did not expect what she saw in the marriage. She didn't expect that. Probably she had a different mindset of what marriage entails. Probably she had a different mindset of what marriage entails. Okay, so now let's go. Had Aisha realized what marriage entails, okay, that is, if she had known, what would have happened? Of course, she would have prevented what was actually happening. Okay, so had Aisha realized what marriage entailed, she could have not rushed into it. She would have rushed into it. I think we should quickly remove option letter B. Abi? She could have rushed into it. She would not have rushed into it. All right, so we remove B and C and we compare A and D. All right, what did you go for? No, don't answer yet, Miriam. Let me have Chima to answer the question. Use the elimination method in your exam to save time. For example, I've quickly eliminated B and C for you. All right, so you just have A and D left. So you just quickly pick. I think the basic difference there is just would and could. And you must know all these modal auxiliary verbs very, very well. Okay. YouTubers, I need your answers. You can supply your answers in the comments. Okay. You said you went for D. How about Miriam? Let's go. D as well. That's perfectly correct. That's perfectly correct. Because even the person reporting is very, very certain. That would indicate certainty, right? That this person will have been very, very certain. Okay. TikTok viewers, remember, you can Google this particular past question to see and then attempt the questions just as we're doing. So we've been able to cover 5 questions from best complete each of the following. And like I told you, for best complete each of the following, you would be tested on spellings, preposition, prepositional collocation, all right, vocabulary, idioms, okay, even word classes too. You'll be tested. Even grammar, you will equally be tested as well too. Okay, those are the aspects. Okay, yes, you're raising your hand. Number 81. 81. We detest these dash, declared the woman. Okay, declared the woman. Now, basically, this is testing you. Can you tell me what this is testing? What is it trying to assess you on? Number 81. I mean, looking at the options. What do you think that's assessing you? You have types of program, types of programs, and then you have B, type of programs. and D, type of program. Yes. So that means D is out already, Abby. We're removing D. So we have between A, B, and C to compare. A, B, and C to compare. Okay. Now, you could basically refer, of course, two basic ways in which you can write. So British, basically, the pattern of spelling program, and then you have America, the basic pattern of writing program. Okay. So we're going with the British pattern. Okay. We're going with the British pattern of writing, which is there. Now, in kind of question, in this kind of question, all you need to do is you can take just recast when you're saying types of pronouns, types of nouns. How do you write them? Like we have different types of pronouns, we have different types of nouns. How do you illustrate them? That's what relates you to this context. Like if you want to write it as a subheading, how do you write it? I'm asking. Hmm? How do you mean? Yeah, but if we're writing as a topic, you understand? We have to indicate pronouns as a topic. Like if you want to teach this, you have to indicate letter S. I don't know if you understand. If you want to teach it, let's say for example, I ask you, okay, Miriam, teach pronouns as a concept, as a topic. Mm. So you definitely indicate letter S. But now if you want to show that there are many of them, how do you illustrate it? After the definition, the next thing you have is what? The types, Abi. Mhm. So now, how should it be written? That's the major thing here. How should it be written? So A, you have types of program without S. And then B, you have type of programs. Okay? Type of programs. Now, C, you have, now we have to remove option letter B and D. Check that. Are you with me? We have to remove option letter B and so it becomes easier. Because in the real sense, what needs to take the letter S is actually the types. So any option that gives you opposite of it, you quickly see in exam, just eliminate immediately. So B and D are gone. So now your concentration is on A and C. Are you with me? A and C. Now, if you compare, you have types of program and you have types of programs. Okay. Now, when you compare and contrast, which should you have as the most appropriate? Is it types of program or types of programs? Okay. Now, look at this. Types of program. What does it indicate? Now, these types is making reference to programs. How? Now, these types is basically telling you that there are different programs. Do you understand that exist? If you indicate as an assumption, if you indicate letter S here, okay, to pluralize this, do you know what that will simply mean? If you indicate letter S again to pluralize, you've already pluralized these types to show that there are many of them. This type simply means many of the programs. Am I correct? It means many of the program. Do you understand? It means many of the program. That's what these types mean. It means many of the. So there won't be need for an additional S at the end because the same function that this S is supposed to perform, this first S is already doing that, which is what? To indicate plural. Are you getting what I'm explaining? In types, there's already a letter S. Do you understand? Reason we do not need an additional letter S here is that both of them are basically performing the same function, which is what? To indicate many of what? This particular program. I don't know if you're getting my point. So it will be more than saying repetition, because the last S in this program is indicating what? Plural, yes or no? Which this is already showing types. Did you get my point? Okay. So let's see. We've done best complete each of the following. Then let's look at emphatic stress. Let me see if I can get questions. Still on 2015 class, emphatic stress. So I have 98, 99, and 100. So you don't need to copy the question. You don't need to copy the question down because that will take a long time. All I just need you to do is read through the question, then pick your answers, and then we'll review together. But I don't think this one is complete. I need 5 questions. So this I'm just seeing 3 here. Yes, it doesn't. Yeah, it's not. His Waec standard that will be up to 5. Yes. So this is 3, but let me pick 2 more, probably from 2016. Let me pick 2 more from 2016, or rather just do 6. So 3 from 2015, then 3 from 2016. Abby. So let's do 6. All right. So TikTok viewers, we're on to emphatic stress, and for emphatic stress, remember, I need you to pick 3 questions from 2015 and then 3 questions from 2016 to answer. Okay, so let's start with that. Remember, quick rules, quick strategies for emphatic stress. Now, in order to get your answer correctly, all you have to do is pick the opposite of the emphasized word, yes or no. That's number one thing to do. Or pick a particular option that answers the statement. Remember that you will be given a statement and then you have options. That's option letter A, B, C, and D. The options will come in question form, yes or no, class. It will come in question form. So pick the particular option that answers the statement, okay? Or pick the particular option that emphasizes what? The um the word written in bold, okay? That's how to get your answer. These 2 quick strategies should work. So 3 questions from 2015 and 3 questions from 2016. That's a total of 6 questions. Your time starts now. Good luck to you. This pod is troublesome. It doesn't stick. Hmm? Okay. All right. You don't too, right? Oh, you mean the question? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they don't do it the same. But 2015 is the same, Abby. Let me see. Crushed, very, bungalow is not the same with that. For 2016, it's not the same. Okay. Um, maybe what we just do, we'll go with the one here. Do you understand? I mean, we'll attempt the question. Is it the same? No, this one is talking about bungalow. Um, let me check 2014. Or instead of taking a long time, don't worry. When I'm to do correction for 2016, I will use the one you did. You understand? I'll use the one you did. I won't use this one. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I'd rather use the one you did when I'm doing correction for 2016. Yes, I'll use the one you did. So let's start with 2015. So Bukola's uncle is the emphasized word, is a strict teacher. Bukola's uncle is a strict teacher. So choose the option to which the given sentence relates. Okay. So you have Bukola's uncle is a strict teacher. Bukola's uncle is a strict teacher. So uncle is the emphasized word. Okay. Uncle is the emphasized word. Uncle is the emphasized word. So what do? You quickly check the option. Is Bukola's uncle is Bukola's uncle a strict cook? And that's emphasizing teacher, right? Is Tunde's uncle a street teacher? That's emphasizing Bukola. Is Bukola's aunt a street teacher? That's emphasizing uncle. Yes or no? Is Bukola's uncle an easygoing teacher? Okay, that's emphasizing strict. Yes or no? Correct answer is option letter C. Is correct. And next question. She puts. There are a lot of errors in this past question. Eh? A lot of them. That puts should be Puts. You understand? She puts. Is that how it is written in yours? With S, Abby? Lot of errors here. Even the option here, option option letter A, the question is also wrong too. I mean, the way they wrote the question is also wrong here too. That's why I usually tell students not to rely so much on past questions. I mean, the answers on the past questions. Okay, don't rely so much on that. Next one, she puts the spoon on the chair. So chair is the emphasized word. Chair is the emphasized word. So what happens? You have A. Does she put the fork on the chair? That's emphasizing spoon. Does she put the spoon on the table? That's emphasizing chair. Does she put the spoon on the chair? Okay, that's who put the spoon on the chair? That's emphasizing she. She took the spoon. Who took the spoon on the chair? Okay, so that should be option letter B, most appropriate. And then Asa is a lawyer. Okay, is Asa a robber? Is Asa the lawyer? And then here you have okay, continuation is still there. Who is a lawyer? So this is a question that answers the statement, Abi. So that's emphasizing Asa. Option letter B, correct. Option letter B, correct. Okay, so I've reviewed this. So read out from the one you have, 2016. Yeah, what's the emphasized word? Table, okay? Okay. All right, option letter D is the correct answer. Next one. What's the emphasized word? Football. Okay. What's the correct answer? Yeah, football. Correct. Okay. Tennis. Okay. Okay. What's the correct answer? What's C? All right. Tennis. That's correct. Okay. So 6 questions from emphatic stress, and then we'll move to stress placement. Okay. Move to stress placement. So you would basically answer 95, 96, and 97. All right. So stress placement. 5 questions. 5 questions. So you answer these first three, and then 2016, is it the same thing? So they can pick three more too there. You have inoffensive, obligation, disagreement. Oh, okay. All right, just answer the first three. Then 2016, any word that is given there, also answer it too. In 2020, 2016, only just two. Yeah, so that will be five, Abi. Okay, no problem. So when you answer three, how many of you answered? Okay, five of them. How about you? Are you sure you did that very well? Okay, okay, let's go. So the first one, pragmatic. Pragmatic. Okay. Let me start with Chima. Chima, what's your answer for pragmatic? And explain basically. You would have to explain. Pragmatic. Oh, pragmatic rather. Programmatic. Programmatic. Okay. Programmatic. Let's go. Syllabic division. Programmatic as a syllabic division. So say you went for option letter A. Why? Who told you? What's your reason? If you're telling me that's where the answer is. What if that's not where the stress is? Giving a reason is different from you being very certain. Tell us, okay, this is why I went for this. This is my reason for this. That's how to give reasons. Not that's where the stress is. What if that's not where it is? Mhm. Miriam, tell us. Or you just selected answers randomly. You could use pronunciation. You could use rules. Do you understand? Mm. No, it's not pronounced as programmatical, it's programmatic. Mm. There is now. Option letter C has MA. No, they didn't take it together. Only MA was emphasized. Only MA was written in capital letter. Hmm? That's not what is there. Look at option letter C in 95. Can you see? What are these people printing? I think that's an error. You know why it's an error? Look at it here. The error is this. IC was emphasized there, yes or no? Then PRO was emphasized here. GRA was emphasized here. So we should expect that MA should be emphasized only here. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. That's the error being made from the printing. I don't know if you understand my point. Yes, tick is emphasized here. IC or TIC, whichever case it is, it should be is emphasized here. And then MA is emphasized here. They made a mistake. PRO is emphasized here. GRAM is emphasized here. It was a printing error. It was a printing error. Now pay attention. If a word ends with the suffix IC, okay, the stress is placed on the penultimate syllable. That's second to the last syllable. Do you understand? So this is the last syllable, which is called the ultimate. This is according to rule. That's the end syllable. TIC. Pen, penultimate, okay, is the second to the last syllable. While GRAM is antepenultimate. Do you understand? Antepenultimate. And that's third to the last syllable. We do the counting from the end. Last, second to the last, third to the last. While this is the first syllable. Do you understand? So the rule states that if a word ends with the suffix IC, all right, the stress 90% or 95% chances that the stress will be placed on the second to the last syllable, which is MA. So Waec standard will write in capital letter. Do you understand? And university standard will put a primary stress on top of the MA. So the next one is certification. 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 Let's go. I think you answered the first one, right? So let me have Maria answer the second one. I think it's the same thing, certification. Yes, okay. You went for C, certification. Can you give me an explanation why you went for C? Okay. So what does the rule state? Okay. ION or TION. You know there's TION, there's SION. So no, if you say ION, do you understand? ION can end with TION. It can end with SION. Do you understand? So it is not specific. Any of these can end the ION. But when you say TION, it is specific. Or when you say SION, it is specific. You understand? Why ION can be either TION or SION. Okay, I'm listening. Penultimate. Or you can just simply say second to the last syllable. Yes, second to the last syllable. Because this is the last syllable, for instance, and then this is second to the last syllable. This is third to the last syllable, and this is the first syllable. To make it easier. Yes, you're correct. You're correct. So words that end with TION will have the primary stress being placed on second to the last syllable. Understand? Second to last, especially TION, SION. And so there are some other suffixes too like that. Okay. 97, that's motivation. 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 I think she answered the last one. So it's up to you. Motivation. C. Motivation, correct. C is correct. What's your explanation? The same with what she said? Okay. Okay, I don't think 16 will be the same thing. But give me the word. Let's. So this is the word for TikTok viewers. So I can just write the word on the board. They can follow along. Yes. What's advantages? Advantages. Okay. Now, so you have advantages. I have advantages. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 syllables. That's a polysyllabic word. Advantages. Advantages. So you could use, like I said, pronunciation can go. Rules can also go too. Okay. Word class can go. Word class can go. Advantages. Then phonetics can also go too. Because there's a strong vowel here. That's diphthong. Yes, I don't think any other syllable has a strong vowel. I don't think any other syllable has a strong vowel. There's a strong vowel here. What I'm using is phonetic pattern. Advantages. There's a strong vowel here. And strong vowel must always supersede. Strong vowels are like diphthongs or long monophthong. You know long monophthong, the one you place dots in front of it. Like E will supersede ordinary E. Do you understand? U will supersede long U. They are not the same. This is strong, while this is weak. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So if you look at the word advantage, that's why I can use different parameters. You can use phonetic to also get. So in this word here, okay, this doesn't have any strong vowel. This does not have. This is only where you have a strong vowel there. That's diphthong. Advantages. I don't think this has to. This has schwa sound. So it can never be this. It can never be GES. Schwa doesn't take any stress at all. You understand? So just remove this from your mind. So the comparison is between this, and this. You understand? And between these two, 1, 2, I don't think any of them, okay? I don't think any of them has a strong vowel. At most, this is the short R sound. Abby? And is it that this takes, yes, is that this takes a schwa, or at most it will take a short vowel too, which is the short R sound. So the long vowel there will be the T. Advantages. Advantages. What did you go for your answer? Hmm? Why did you go for van? But maybe you weren't aware of the phonetic description. What did you go for, Chima? In your answer, or what you wrote to, what is D? I can't, it's not also present here. DA. Okay, yeah, that's correct. Advantages. You can use pronunciation too as well. This will give you, this particular syllable will give you stress. It will give you difficulty in pronouncing. This particular syllable will give you difficulty in pronouncing. The TA give you difficulty. Advantages give you difficulty in pronouncing. All right, to give you difficulty in pronouncing. That would also give you difficulty in pronouncing. Okay. I don't know if it is clear to Miriam. Miriam, are you sure it is clear to you? So even if you can use phonetic transcription, you can use pronunciation, you can use rules. Anyone that you think is, even when you pronounce it, watch out for this. Pronounce advantages, advantages, advantages. By the time you're able, by the time you're trying to pronounce the TA, you will observe the constrict, the difficulty, the obstruction. You will observe it. Okay. What's the next word? Intentional. So we have it here. Intentional, right? Or was it S that is here? Just T, okay. Intentional. So here, IN hyphen TEN hyphen TION hyphen AL. Okay. So which do you want to use? I think Miriam answered the last, yeah, the last one that did. So that would be for what's your name again? Chima, yes. Intentional. Just have it in mind that it can never be this. Do you understand? Because of the presence of schwa. Hmm? So you're comparing this, and this. Okay. What's your answer? I've given you a clue already. Just know it can never be TION. TTN. All right. Okay. So we can go with rules. Okay. So a word ending with this suffix al. Okay. If a word ends with this suffix al, the stress is mostly played on the antepenultimate syllable, which is third to the last syllable. So when you begin counting, what do you have? Last, second to the last, and third to the last syllable. Or you can place a stress mark in the TEN. Place a stress mark in the TEN. Okay. Place a stress mark in the TEN. I think those are the 5 questions on the stress placement, right? So the last one, we'll look at rhymes. Okay. We'll look at rhymes. Rhymes. We'll look at rhymes. So let's see. In 2015, I think I have um I have 3 questions here. So we can add about 3 more from 2016 to make it 6 questions. So for rhymes, basically, remember that rhymes deals with similarity of sounds. Okay, yeah, similarity of sounds, and is basically based on pronunciation or sound system, not on spellings. Do you understand? Rhyme is not dependent on spelling. That's why it is possible for 2 words to have essentially the same spelling, all right, and they do not rhyme or eventually will not rhyme. So when 2 words have essentially the same spelling, okay, they will not rhyme. They will definitely not rhyme. That's why, and you could possibly have 2 words that have different spellings entirely, and they will eventually rhyme. And they will eventually rhyme. Okay, take a look at the word like look at these 2 words. I is the first one pronounced. Gaol. The down one is Jail. Or should I rather ask the question, do they rhyme? I mean, in terms of pronunciation. Hmm? Oh, you remember? That's Jao. Miriam, is that not? Mhm. No, I'm helping you pronounce that first one. So because it says, so what if it's wrong? You believe him so much like that? He has known it before. Oh, okay. All right. So now, what I'm trying to explain here is that it is possible for you to have two words that do not correspond in any way in terms of spellings. Do you understand? And at the end of it all, both words will rhyme. The same way you pronounce this as jail, that's how the first one is also pronounced too. Jail. Do you understand? So both of them are pronounced exactly the same way. And have this strategy in mind, which is your question will not surpass bisyllabic words. So usually monosyllabic and bisyllabic. Abi? So these are monosyllabic. And for monosyllabic, you pay attention to the vowel, the presence of the vowel. The first and last letter doesn't matter. For example, it's the vowel that matters here because they have the same vowel. Okay, they have the same vowel. So for monosyllabic words, pay attention to the vowels very well. Pay rapt attention to the vowel. Why for bisyllabic words? I hope you're writing these strategies down. When it comes to rhymes, for monosyllabic words, pay attention to the vowels. And then for bisyllabic words, what do you do? For bisyllabic words, no. You don't even need consonants here. For bisyllabic words, you pay attention to the vowel and the last syllable. 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 That's what you pay attention to. Is it too difficult? Huh? Is that? Why? But if you're very conversant with knowing your consonant sounds and vowel sounds, you should do well in rhymes now. Hmm? Oh, you're good at rhymes, you see. So you see, Miriam, somebody is good at rhymes. That's why. That's why he can. Hmm? That's why. How? If you know your, at least just know monophthong and diphthong. Monophthong is 12. Know all the 12. Diphthong is 8. Okay, that's about 20 vowel sounds. Just know them. Just leave triphthongs for now. You'll never be asked anything relating to triphthongs. Both Waec and Jamb level, monophthong and diphthong. And then the 24 consonant sounds. Do you understand? But in the case of rhymes, we pay less attention to consonant sounds. It's basically vowel, yes. So if you can know the 20 vowels, do you understand? Monophthongs and diphthongs, you're good to go. You're good to go. You're really good to go. I don't know if you understand my point. You can pay attention to, but go back and just study. I think I've taught it here in class now. It should be in his notes. I wrote it down. Yeah, check earlier part, check his notes, you'll see vowels, like here, the attention is on the vowel. Once the vowel corresponds, you're good to go. And for bisyllabic words, you pay attention to the vowel and the last syllable of the word. The vowel and the last syllable of the word. That's what you pay attention to. So your exam will not surpass bisyllabic. It's just within monosyllabic and you know bisyllabic, between those two. So that's the last part, rhymes. So you take about 5 questions. I can see 3 here. So you can take these 3. Then in 2016, take another 2. Or if it's up to 3 too, you can take it. If it's up to 3, you can take it. And you can as well use the elimination method. You can use, elimination. Just eliminate 2 wrong options. So for TikTok viewers, UTME, Use of English 2015. So we're looking at rhymes. And the keywords there are SUITE, CART, SIGHT. So give me the remaining 3 words from 2016. The remaining 3 words that you're no, you spell it. Don't call it out. AVER CAVBLE. Okay. 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 So we're trying to identify this 6. So if you have, this is from 2015 to 2016, use of English. Are you sure you looked at it, checked it very well? Didn't just pick any answer. And Miriam, you checked yours too very well. Didn't just pick any answer. Okay, so I have the first three questions here, but 2016 might differ from yours. My 2016 might differ from yours. Let's see. SUITE. The first thing is, what is the pronunciation of SUITE? How is it pronounced? Hmm? Are you sure? What's the uh, yes, sweet, you're correct. Sweet. Yes. But some people say suit. Hmm? Why? Is that what she said? No, you said sweet. Hmm? No, I didn't hear you very well. When? When I okay, when I asked. Or before. Okay, sweet. So that being said, there's no relationship between the keyword and option letter A. You see, there's no relationship at all, Abby. Then even option letter B, there's no relationship. Hmm? That's breath. There's no relationship. Option letter C, bleat. There's no relationship. And you said it's difficult. How? Easy now. There's no relationship between the options that you're even giving. So, mm, number three, right? Okay. So this being sweet, what are we looking at for class? The vowel. What's the vowel there? Sweet. Long E sound, I mean. So you check out for a particular option that has this same corresponding long vowel sound. Okay. And apart from that, too, you could also look at the consonants. That's the sound. Mixed meaning. So if you have, for example, two words that have these particular long vowel sound, you'd have to now consider the consonants. For example, look at option letter A has long E sound just like this, but the consonant does not correspond. Look at option letter B, breathe, 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 breathe. It has long E sound too. Do you understand? But then the consonant does not correspond. Look at bleat, long E sound too. So you also have to consider the consonant. So the actual consonant that the actual word that has both corresponding consonant and vowel is sweet, right? So that's option letter D. Option letter D. Then next one, cart. That's a long R sound. Cart. So the AR indicates long sound. The cart. Why are you doing your hair like this? You're already giving up. You're giving up already. No, don't worry. You might get it now. Cart. Okay. So now that means that option letter B is already out. Can you tell me why? Yes, the R sound is short. Yes, exactly. The R sound in cart is short. Um, can you tell me why D is also out? Option letter D is also short too. Pack, pack, pack. Now, look at this now. By the time you compare, lash has a long R sound though. I hope you know. Lash. And part has a long R sound too. So, like I explained to you, in an event in which both options, okay, have long sounds, just as the original word here, what do? You now impute the consonants to check. So here, remember, it might be the first consonant, it might be the last consonant, depending. Here, we only compared the first consonants. Are we together? We didn't bother to compare the last consonant, which is to get our answer. Now, here, we can use last consonants. Do you understand? Because in terms of the first consonant, none of them correspond, yes or no. So we use last consonant. Last consonant is what? All right. So in that case, we have option letter What option letter is it here? Option letter C as the answer. So you have cart, part, cart, part. You have sweet. And then the option there is also sweet. So you're right. Option letter D, sweet as well. What if you're giving letter C here? No, you can't be giving because it will be contradictory. You understand? So that's why even when examiners are giving options, they don't give it. No, they don't give you options that will be contradictory. You understand? Even when you're giving options, they don't give options that will be contradictory. You understand? They don't give options that will be contradictory. Contradictory in the sense that if we have C here, so it's contradictory to that T here at the end for part. So if it is done like that, what the answer would be? It would be this slash or the part, meaning it would be C or A or C. That's where you see A or C. For options like that, so that's the way you see it. Are you getting the point now? Is it becoming hard? Eh? Sometimes most of this has to do with who taught you, how you learned it. Yeah, it has to do with that. If you don't really learn something the way it's supposed to be learned, you will find it very challenging. So next one is site. Abi? So what's the difference? What's the difference between CITE, SITE, and then SIGHT? Yeah, vision, right? Mhm. Are you sure? Hey, what was the other thing? Yes, what? Hmm. Hmm. Are you sure SIT has to do with location or site? Hmm? Hmm? I always like asking further so that you know if you're very certain. You're right. Site, SIT has to do with the exact place, the exact location. Why CIT simply means to give an example. Can I set an example? That's CIT. Mm. Or you can use internet. Mm. The site is bad. Mm. Means to give an example. Cite means to give, to provide. Can I cite an example? Can I cite an instance? Haven't you heard that construction before? Can I cite an instance? Can I cite an example? Right. So why this has to do with location, location, and this has to do with vision, vision, vision. The letter S you're seeing here is Z sound. That's what I'm pronouncing as vision. Okay. Yes. Z, vision and visa. You see, visa, vision, visa. Okay. So you have VI is very easy now. Okay. So for 2 syllables, you can use word class. Very, very easy. Just use word class. Usually, if the word is a noun, it will take stress on the first syllable. Am I correct? Nouns or adjectives, basically. Okay? No, it's not part of it. Conjunction is not a content word. It's only content words that take stress. Function words don't take stress, like preposition, pronouns, conjunctions, interjections, and the rest articles. Those ones they don't take stress. So, so first syllable basically. And be careful, a word can function as both as a noun and also as a verb. I hope you know. Yes, yes, yes. So here, then for verbs and adverbs, take stress on the second syllable. Now, why am I bringing this through? Because it's a bisyllabic word that is two syllable. But if it's more than two syllable, we use the normal yes, yes. So, and then how do you now easily know whether the word is a noun? Just insert letter, just insert the before it and pronounce it together. If it makes meaning to you, automatically the word is a noun. The vision is a noun. Yes. If you want to know whether a word is a verb, just insert to before it. All right, and pronounce both of them together. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Huh? Just pronounce it. For example, if I insert to before this word, it won't make any meaning to me. So obviously, it's not a verb; it's a noun. And being a noun, the first syllable will obviously take the stress. Abi, SION can't take the stress at all. Yeah. This one you're just smiling. Hope I'm not the one making you to. Hope I'm not the. Yes. Hope I'm not the one making you to blush like this. Eh? Is this something you've been aware of? And that's why I'm telling you that why you're struggling. You know, you said you're struggling, but I said it depends on who taught you or how you were taught. Those two things. That is the process and the person. You understand? Yeah. So that's what you do. So yeah. So back to this particular question. Sight. SIGHT. All right. And remember, we're looking at what vowel is that? Diphthong, right? Sight. I sound. Sight. Okay. So we're looking for a particular word that has a particular option that has the the vowel sound or the diphthong. So A, you have skate. That's A sound. Abi, that's out. Are you following? Skate, A sound. That's out. Short, all sound. That's also out. You understand? So even by pronunciation alone, you can get it. When you know that this is sight, I, you pay attention to the vowel I, then use that to compare. Just even if you don't know how this works, if you can detect the diphthong, which is I, pronounce the other option. If you cannot detect any I, for example, skate, I cannot hear I there. It can never be the answer. You understand? Look at short, I can't hear I there. So I'm removing those ones immediately. I don't know if you're getting my point. Now look at C, sight, I can hear I there. I'll retain that. Then, yeah, this one has double pronunciation. So usually, if you have words that possibly have double pronunciation, don't use them certainly as an answer. It's not assured. Plate, plat. So if a word has double pronunciation, you can't use it certainly as an answer. I don't know if you understand my point. You can't use it certainly as an answer. So you rather choose the one that had just one single pronunciation automatically, like globally. So here you can hear option letter C. If you pronounce it C, sight, I sound is present. You just go for the answer. Simple. So we've answered three now. We need to answer the remaining three. Okay, although it's almost time for literature, but it's fine. I don't have the three here. I don't have it. But let me make use of it here. Yes. You have ever, never, heavier. Okay. You have fever, then favor. Now, pay attention. You're going to consider one and two. One and two. You know why? because there are two vowels there. This is a vowel and this is also a vowel. Do you understand? And because you're considering two vowels, any option you're picking, do you understand? That option must have those two vowels to present. If it fulfills one and does not fulfill the other, it can't be the answer. I don't know if you're getting my point. Look at option letter A. Never retain it. There is S sound there. All right. And most likely there's also schwa at the end too. So you retain option letter A. Look at B. Heavier. Heavier. You know why I'm removing B? Can you tell me? Yes, it fulfills just one out of the two. Yes. Okay. Fever. Exactly. You're getting the point now. Favor. You see what I'm telling you? It is straightforward. They must fulfill those two conditions. This word is giving, see, every other word gave one condition, except where you have to compare and contrast, Abby. But in the case of this is giving two conditions. And anyone you're picking as an answer must fulfill the two conditions. So option letter A is the most important. I hope you got that right too. Okay, good. Cable, yeah, this is also giving two conditions. This and then this. Okay, this and then this. That is K, can you see? And B. The B there is even a schwa sound, just like you writing this. This is how it is transcribed. B. So it's going to fulfill two conditions, this and this. Now, take a look at the options. You have Bible. Why am I eliminating option letter A? Second letter, second sound is fulfilled, but the first one wasn't fulfilled. Maybell, or yeah, Maybell, yes, Maybell. That's option letter B. Am I supposed to remove it or retain? Remove, correct. C, able, that's A-B-L-E. Am I going to remove or retain? Okay. Then marble. Obviously, the first condition, which is M-A-R, is R sound, Abby, which is different from this A. I don't know if you're getting the point. And this shouldn't even take you so much time. By the time you compare immediately, remove two options, compare and contrast, and pick the most appropriate immediately. All right. Look how you're picking the answer. Even pronunciation alone can tell you, except if you don't know how to pronounce the word. If you don't know how to pronounce the word, that's where the difficulty comes. But as long as you know how to pronounce the word, you're good to go. Are we good? All right. Last question. Yeah, male. 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 That's the vowel there. This is having only one condition. All right. So just compare that with the options. So any option you're picking must correspond exactly with what the A sound. So here, what you have is bail. Okay, I can retain that. And slate, A sound. Okay, slate, A sound. Now I may choose to retain this or remove it, but let me just retain it for the meantime. Okay. Girl, obviously no. I'm moving. They have Gale. Okay. Yeah, Gall is also Gale. So I've removed one, which is option letter C, Gale, and then I'm comparing and contrasting. I'm also going to remove slate because of the ending sound. I'm moving it. So I'm comparing A, okay, and D. Now, A and D, which is I have BALE, and then I have GALLE. Okay. Now we have Bale and Gale. Yes, the spelling is correct. So Bale and Gale. Bale and Gale. So let's fulfill all conditions. Corresponding sound. I'm certain of this, but let me confirm this. Okay, check for me. Click on the word, check the vowel. Check the vowel. If it has, some can have double pronunciation, but let's confirm first. GALLE. Let's try to confirm. Is it taking long? Okay, let me just use mine then. Let me just use mine. Things already opened here. I have GALLE. And be careful. Sometimes the examiners are very smart. I don't think this is an English word. I only have guild. It's not even pronounced as guild. It's not an English. So you have to be very careful. You know, my mind was telling me, let me check this. I know of this. I'm very familiar with this, but not this. So examiners can intentionally just give a word. And this is where you now pick a word that you're very much certain over the one that you're not certain. For example, I know of BLE, but I was doubting that other word, GLL. I wanted to confirm if I was actually pronouncing it very as Gale. Okay. Because the Gale I know is this. The Gale I know is this. Okay. And no problem. So obviously the answer is BALE. All right, BALE. Okay, class. We've been able to cover 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't think there's any other major topic left. Yeah, no other. Abi, is there any other major topic left? So we've done reading comprehension, synonyms, antonyms, verbs complete, emphatic stress, stress placement, and then rhymes. But what I also say is go and study consonants and vowels too. Yeah, consonants and vowels too. Yeah, I think that's the other part. Because you see questions like choose the option that has the same vowel sound as the one represented by the letter or letters underlined. You see? So that one too. You need to go study that. I think I have to give you as an assignment. I have to give that as an assignment. Okay, so let's touch a poem in literature. Yeah, let's touch a poem in literature. I think I'm done with use of English. I've covered all your major aspects and we've practiced together. Okay, we've practiced together. So I'll continue with her for literature in English. For literature in English. So we can look at Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. Okay, Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. Okay, Caged Bird by Maya Angelou.